Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of MKWii. This is episode 69, and like all episodes that end in 4 or in 9, this one is post-commentated. I like to do this just every so often, just to freshen things up a little bit. I know it's fun to do live stuff, but sometimes I'll do this. So for this episode, I used Waluigi in the off-roader. Now I want you to pay special attention to the stats on this vehicle. Very high weight, very high acceleration, very high handling, but the rest is kind of mid-tier. And we're going to go over strategies a little bit in this first race here, but first I want to commentate over the first lap. Now, I don't know why this happened. This is the first race. I burn out immediately, which is not something that I normally do. It's very atypical for me, but I do manage to get an item here, and it is the bullet. The bullet is decent on this track, but I am just going to hold it because I'm stubborn, so that's basically the reason for that. I take the left escalator, obviously, and I am taking up a little bit more... I don't know what I'm saying, to be quite frank. I'm in 9th place, gaining ranks, and bombs are going off around me. I'm going to take the bottom route because it is faster. Always take the bottom route if you can. And Wario passes me a thundercloud here. Now, normally this would be a concern. I'd have to slow down. But obviously, I have a bullet. So I'm just going to wait a little bit to use my bullet, and then go ahead and use it when the thundercloud is about to run off. Now, the reason that I didn't use it earlier, like as soon as I got the thundercloud, is that thunderclouds actually give you a slight increase in speed. So it is faster to run with a thundercloud as long as you can, and then use the bullet, instead of just using it immediately. But anyway, now that we're at the kind of front-running part of this track, I do want to bring up the strategy for this kart. Now, it does have a high weight, as we said, high handling, high acceleration, but it doesn't have a top speed that's very fast, and the mini-turbo stat is kind of meh. So it's not fast to just, like, drive normally, and it's not really that much faster to snake compared to other vehicles. So I'm going to have to do something special here. With this vehicle, you kind of have to play aggressive with items and with just your physical presence on the track. So you'll see in later tracks, I am going to get a little more aggressive. I'm going to bump into people. So if you're worried by that sort of thing, that I might be a physical transgressor, you can go ahead and click off the video now. I'm apologizing for being a transgressor. That doesn't seem like something a transgressor would do. Anyway, that'll be coming up. That's kind of the strategy for this vehicle, as I said. There's not really any other options besides just hoping and using your items smart. So I do manage to get first place here. As I said, I had a pretty good lead, but that was just because the blue shell came right when I had the bullet and the thundercloud. I just got a very large lead and nobody could catch up with me. So that's kind of what happened there. Now the next race is Mario Circuit. Mario Circuit is more of a luck track than Coconut Mall. So I'm going to have to rely on items just a little bit more here to maintain my first place once I get it. I do pull a mushroom here. Now mushrooms are normally good on this track. Bowser hits me with an item though, so I have to use my mushroom to recover. And I do pull another mushroom. So normally you want triple mushrooms or a golden mushroom on this track, because there's not that much off-road that's helpful with just one mushroom. But I'm just going to hold on to this for a little bit longer. Bowser throws banana backwards, but I dodge that one. He does another one that I don't have time to miss, so I do use my mushroom. And there's a the shock goes off. There's a thundercloud behind me, so I don't want to get hit by that. And then there is a star that appears behind me as well here. So I'm going to try to stay on the edge of the track and not snake too much. I get a red shell, but I don't pull it out in time to block Mario's red shell. I don't know why that happens. It's kind of stupid. I get a 6th place item, and it is triple mushrooms. Now, triple mushrooms are great, so I can take this behind the chomp shortcut, but then the POW comes. So I'm not able to use my mushrooms quite as effectively as if I would have had the option to like hold on to my items. I do get a ground shroom, which is great, and then I do get red shell protection. So things are looking pretty good for me. Unfortunately, another shock happens, which normally isn't bad, especially in this car. It's got such high acceleration that it's fine. I get random comboed, and I'm still in first place, but Yoshi's really close to me, and he's going to grow big faster than me. I do get another ground shroom, and I kind of bump Yoshi, like, forwards. I would have wanted to push him to the side, but whatever. It is what it is. I block this red shell coming for me, and I do have another thing to block a red shell, but then the blue shell happens. Now, this is actually a pretty good place to get blue shelled if you're going to get blue shelled at all, because it has a roof overhead. Anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. At this ending of the race, well, it's too late now. I just kind of completely fail. With the blue shell, though, normally you want to... If you have a ceiling above you, when you get hit by a blue shell, you'll actually hit the ceiling and then fall down faster than if there was no ceiling. So it is... If you're going to get hit by a blue shell, it is good to be under a ceiling so you hit the ground faster and then you can start driving forward sooner. Anyway, on Moo Meadows, I do spin out again. Wow, wonderful. Very good me. I'm doing quite well. I get a bullet here. Now, bullets, once again, aren't that great on this track. I mean, it's so easy, and there's a lot of, like, small twists and turns that the bullet doesn't take a very effective route. And it's just, yeah, it's just an easy track. So, like, there's no reason to use it if you're getting hurt in any way. I go off the ramp because that is the fastest way to get through this section. And I do pull off a nice draft. Unfortunately, the shock happens. So I'm not able to use my bullet. It is good to use a bullet in 5th place because that will take you up to 1st. Which is kind of nice, or at least it'll try to. I do get an item here. It's a Thundercloud, and I pass it immediately to Birdo, so nice. I don't have to worry about that at all. 1st place gets blue shelled, and Birdo hits a cow, so I am in 2nd place now, and I'm going to edge out Beaver Mario here to take back 1st place. Unfortunately, I get a fake item box, and as we all know, they do not block red shells, so quite unfortunate. I'll go off the ramp again, and you're going to see me do something here that I don't do very often. I go right over this mole hole. That's kind of fun to say, mole hole. I also completely wreck Baby Mario, let the record show. Normally, it's not a good idea to drive over the mole tunnels because the path will slow you down, and the hole itself, if a mole hits you, it'll give you the same effect as like a shell. So it'll make you kind of lose a lot of time. So normally you don't want to drive over mole holes unless you're like very confident that you'll be fine, which normally I'm not. I do drive it over it again because I see the mole pop out, and so I know the timing on it. But yeah, normally it's not advised to drive over the mole holes. It's so fun to say, mole hole. Also a little hard. Anyway. Next race we have is Wario's Gold Mine. Now this one especially I want to play aggressive, right? There's so many opportunities to knock people off the edge that I'm going to try to take as much of an advantage of that as I can. Was that a real sentence? Like, did that make sense? I don't know. We'll find out. I get triple mushrooms, which is great because mushroom kind of gives you the ability to ram people off the edge, like Birdo here. Bye, Birdo. Have fun. I do try to also mushroom off Bowser, but he is a heavier character, so he doesn't actually fall off the edge. Quite unfortunate. And I do not get the item here because such is life. Yoshi hits a minecart, so he fails, and I make my way to 1st place. I knock Bowser into the minecart, and I take the shortcut. Excuse me, I'm drinking water. Here I block the red shell with the contour of the map, or the track, I should say. Now, in general, you want to use the map to dodge items rather than you holding items. Just because you can't do that everywhere. So it is a little bit of an edge when you can do that. Normally you don't want to hold shells back in this section because bats will hit a shell that you are dragging behind you. So I do try to drive to the side, but then the red shell comes and I hit the bats, so I don't have any red shell protection and I just kind of die. Quite unfortunate. Rest in peace, Waluigi. This banana is just kind of hanging out on this rafter here, which I think is hilarious. But I get redded from the side, quite sad. And I take the shortcut here, which is probably the most difficult. This might be the most difficult vehicle to take the shortcut on. Because it does have such a wide hitbox, you know, that it can be hard to sneak around it. So if I can take the shortcut with this vehicle, nobody has any excuse to not take the shortcut ever. It is faster, even if you're small. Especially if you're small, actually. And it's not difficult because I can do it with Waluigi in this very massive car. So I don't want to hear any of it. Anyway, back to the race. I get shocked. I'm still in 1st place. I don't have a great lead. I mean, it's decent. But once again, the minecart's not in a great spot, so I'm going to take the regular route here. I know I just gave that whole long speech, but then I disregarded it myself. Haha, take that. Subversion. This POW kind of wrecks me, because I don't have enough speed to make a drift, so I hop off the edge, and I get 3rd place. So, kind of unfortunate. You normally don't want to be drifting while you are affected by a POW. It kind of throws you off in a weird way. So that's what I was trying to avoid there, but unfortunately I fell off on the other side, so not great. Now on to Luigi's Circuit. This one is the very definition of a luck track. Basically, if you have mushrooms at the end, you win. Or red shells. Either one of those works. I get triple reds at the beginning, and I just kind of take out the competition here. Very nice. I'm going to throw this one backwards and hit Baby Mario in his stupid little face. Anyway, I get a mushroom here because I do technically get a 2nd place item. But Bowser gets this wicked draft off of me, and it lasts for super long, so he's able to pass me. But I have a mushroom in 2nd place. That's not bad. I can take a shortcut. Unfortunately for me, I do kind of fail here trying to dodge Bowser's mushroom, so I hit the wall. And I don't want to use the mushroom to recover quite yet. I want to hold on to it just for a little bit longer. But I am in 5th place, now in 4th. So I think I'm going to use the mushroom to chain and hopefully get another mushroom, and I do, which is great. So I have another mushroom, and I'm in 2nd place. This red shell comes from me out of nowhere, so I'm going to use my mushroom to recover. And once again, I'm in 4th place, and I get a item, and it is a single red shell this time. No, that's not great. I want to use this on Yoshi because he is in 1st place. So I'm going to use it right after this POW is about to hit. That's a great time to use items, by the way, right before the POW, but I'll explain that once again at the end of this race, just for a little bit of action here. I get a red shell. I'd like to throw it at Baby Mario, because Baby Mario is in a faster car than me. And wow, that ending was very nice. I edged out Yoshi, and I hit Baby Mario with my item. If I had hit Yoshi with my item, then I think Baby Mario still would have passed me. So, very nice race. I think I played that very well. And I obviously got 1st place for it, so that's nice. Good job. The beginning of Mario Raceway, I'm going to go hit the good luck wall. And while I'm doing that, I want to explain once again about the POW in the last race. I had a red shell. Yoshi was in front of me. And I waited until the POW was just about to hit to throw my red shell. And the reason for that is, well, if I waited until the POW had hit, I would have obviously lost my item. But if I wait just until the POW is about to hit to throw my red shell, then it is a guarantee that Yoshi does not have items to block the red shell. Because even if you don't dodge the POW, you still lose your item. No matter, yeah, if you dodge or if you don't dodge, you lose your item to a POW all the time. Unless you're in the air, which doesn't happen on Luigi Circuit. So that was the reasoning behind that. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work in that instance because there were random bananas on the track. But that's the thought behind it, right? You want to throw a red shell immediately after a POW, I guess is what I'm saying. Anyway, back to the race. I am in 10th place. I have the bullet. I don't want to use it because I'm stubborn like that. And I do get shocked here anyway, so I'm not going to use it. But I do like to be a little stubborn little Waluigi. I do get another bullet, so once again, that stubbornness persists. Oh, my throat. Anyway, a POW comes for people in front of me. Doesn't concern me. I'm behind the person who threw the POW. And I do manage to get this little pipe trick. It is faster to do that because you do get a speed boost on the trick. And you do want to get as low air as possible because obviously you're slower in the air. As I've repeated multiple times throughout this series, you do not want to stay in the air for so long. You want to minimize your time in the air because air is not good. I hit these bananas, but I still don't want to use my bullet because it's such a powerful item. And I'm in 3rd place, so, you know, things are looking pretty good for me here. There's a thundercloud behind me. I don't have to worry about it because I have a bullet. And I get a red shell here. I use my bullet to dodge it, and that takes me a little bit in front of Baby Mario. It doesn't last very long because I'm in 1st place now, but it is long enough for me to get 1st place. Then the red shell hits, and then the blue shell hits. So I'm very glad the red shell and the blue shell were not, like, 10 seconds earlier, because I probably would have gotten 4th, maybe? But anyway, good race. I enjoyed that. Next race we have is on Shy Guy Beach. Now, normally I don't like showing Shy Guy Beach because I think it's a terrible track, but I figured I should show maybe at least one. Who knows? Some people like Shy Guy Beach. I think they're wrong. I'm in third place. I get an item, and it is a mushroom. Mushrooms are great on this track. Unfortunately, I hit this crab, so I'm going to use it to recover here. That's going to be a very common theme with this video. Have a mushroom, hit an item, recover, basically. But yeah, there's so much off-road on this track that mushrooms are actually very useful here. Especially in the section where you have to like hop over islands and stuff. The like really small islands. Kind of halfway through the track. Anyway, I'm still in first place. The blue shell's coming for me. Kind of sad. I don't want to do a standstill because my car does have good acceleration. Bowser hits. He throws a red shell back, and I managed to dodge it. And I managed to dodge this green shell as well, and I get to the island hopping section, and I pass both of them without using an item, which is great. Unfortunately, I get random green shell here, but I don't get bumped off the ramp, so I am still able to take it. And I'm just gonna chill here for a little bit as my position kind of changes arbitrarily. Whatever. I know where I am, basically. Baby Mario's close to me. Oh goodness, my throat. I go outside the palm tree because style points, and I just barely hit this crab. It's very sad, because I didn't think I was going to hit that crab. That crab gets hit by a green shell, so I am able to take the line that I wanted there. And I know the bombs aren't coming for me. I get a bomb, I throw it back just to create a little space between me and the rest of the pack, and I do take this shortcut to the very end. Now, one thing that is very important to know about this track is where and when the bombs launched by the pirate ship in the background, where they land on the track, and when they explode. Because there's been a couple of times where there's been a bomb that lands right in front of a person. And that can be hard to avoid, but if you know kind of generally where the bombs are going to land, then that can help you avoid that in the future. Anyway, the last race I have for you is another luck track. I do manage to get a nice snipe on Yoshi. This is Luigi Circuit once again, and I'm going to try to maintain my lead. It's not very likely of happening because this is a slow car. Wario bumps me like crazy off of these boost panels. I just want to take the outside route, but he's just completely denying that for me. So I am in third place. I am pretty far behind Diddy Kong. That's Diddy Kong there. I get red shelled from the side, and I get mad at Wario, so I'm going to throw some bananas at him. He hits that one, which, very nice throw, by the way. And I try to throw my green shell at him, doesn't work. I get shocked. I'm in 7th place. Things are looking great. I get a double draft off of Wario and then subsequently Mario. So, yeah, decent. I'm still pretty far behind Diddy Kong, the leader. These green shells just barely miss me, which is great. I love that. I'm going to use one of my green shells. Now, that's probably where I went wrong here, because this random green hits me from the side, and had I not used my other green shell, it probably wouldn't have hit me. But I do manage to hit Bowser, and King Boo passes me. That's fine. I just kind of want to out-edge everybody. I'm hoping for a red shell at this last item so I can hit Baby Mario. But I do get a green shell. So the condition here is I have to kind of hit him from the side. Unfortunately, a red shell hits me from the side. So I don't even get the chance to, like, try to hit Baby Mario there. Which is quite sad. But overall, 2nd place for that track is not too bad, especially with such a slow car. Yeah, could have been a lot worse. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, I have other episodes that are live commentary, and I have other episodes that are post-commentary, and I'll let you decide which one you would prefer. Yes. My throat. Anyway. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Dear Lord, I thank you once again for this day. I pray that you help us to look past our present sufferings and lift our heads to you. Help us to look forward to the glory that will be revealed in us and hope for it longingly. Pray that you bless the rest of our day. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.